Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carla if you're new here, and I make videos about how I show up for myself in hopes of inspiring you to do the same. By showing up for myself, I transformed my entire life. I worked on my personal development, overhauled my mental health, I've changed careers and lost over half my body weight. And that's probably what you guys are interested in if you have tuned into this video, because today I'm going to be giving you my top 10 tips to prepare for BodySlims. If you're wondering, what the hell is BodySlims? BodySlims is the program that I did that helped me to lose weight. It was my roadmap to weight loss. I did 4 rounds between 2020 and 2021 and I lost 180 pounds. Each of those 4 rounds I bought and paid for and did myself without BodySlims knowing anything about me. And I also did 1 round postpartum to lose the 40 pounds that I put on during my pregnancy, because that's normal, in 2022. And that was a gifted one, and since then I have become the brand ambassador for BodySlims. It is a program that I have done, paid for, believe in, and therefore it just makes sense for me to become the brand ambassador when they offered me to do so, because I have tried so many weight loss programs and this is the only one that works, I believe, that I have tried. So while I am a brand ambassador, they have not asked me to create this video. I'm creating this video because my DMs, guys, are flooded with you asking me questions about how to get ready for BodySlims. Currently, it is the summer of 2024, but this video is useful, or hopefully will be useful to anybody at any stage of starting BodySlims. BodySlims has 3 cycles a year, and if you're interested in all the information, I will leave a link up here to my video about BodySlims, but I will also leave down in the description box the link to BodySlims themselves, to the website. You can sign up for the newsletter as well so you can get information. The next cycle of BodySlims starts on the 25th of September 2024, and the next one won't be until January, so you cannot join after that date. There are 10-week blocks. Without further ado, let's get into my top 10 tips about how to prepare for BodySlims so that you can make it the most successful and best program that it is, and get to your Dare to Dream goal weight. You don't know what that is? Don't worry, it'll be all explained. My first tip, and these are my tips, plus I asked you guys, like those of you who've done BodySlims before, and to read, and basically you kind of reiterated my tips for getting ready or preparing for BodySlims. And number 1 is, don't do BodySlims until you do BodySlims. Do not try to do BodySlims until it starts, until your cycle starts. I've often see happen is people guess what BodySlims is. They guess that it is some kind of calorie allowance, which it is, walking 1 hour a day, which it is, and then that's it. But BodySlims is completely different because it works on a 3rd leg of the stool, which is the mental health part. The mental ability, the reason as the behaviors and the reason as to why we got to be overweight and how we're going to dismantle that. And all of that is explained in the weekly seminar. And if you try to do BodySlims before BodySlims starts, you're missing out on the most important part. It's basically the foundation of the program. And I understand that people are eager to get to do it, but what will happen, I find in my experience, is people will start doing an hour's walk, they'll pick a random calorie allowance and then they will start to do that. And then they won't have that foundation of that mental support and the changing in our behaviors. They might find that 3 or 4 weeks down the road, they've packed it in already before the program has even begun. And in doing so, they are not giving BodySlims a go, because BodySlims is not a calorie allowance and a walking program. It is a life skills changing program to help you to transform your mind so that you can change your body. So my advice to you is to not do BodySlims until you do BodySlims. BodySlims will start on the Wednesday, whichever, it's always on a Wednesday evening. You will get access to the app from the week before. Start watching the videos, but do not do BodySlims until that Wednesday, that seminar begins, because that's when BodySlims starts. Tip number 2 is, while I recommend not starting BodySlims until BodySlims starts, I do recommend starting to get a walk in to get yourself familiar with your ability to walk. I would recommend only doing like 15 minutes a day, or every couple of days, just to start to get that feeling of moving and walking into your body. When I started off with BodySlims, I went whole hog with a full hour walk, and I did not have the ability to do so. I ended up pinching the cartilage in my knee. I injured myself and I wasn't able to walk then until week 7 of my first cycle. I would recommend that you build up to that. So I am not a medical professional, but my medical professional advised me to start off with 15 minutes and to add 5 minutes a week onto that. Jared in BodySlims will recommend starting with 10 minutes and adding a minute on a day, that kind of thing. So starting off with a set amount, whatever you can do, and building on that. When you build up to the 1 hour, then what you'll do is you'll start to go increase distance in that hour, and that's all part of the program, and that will all be explained. So don't fret, because remember, BodySlims doesn't start until BodySlims starts. In that same vein, tip number 3 is to invest in good walking gear. I would recommend getting a really good pair of runners, sneakers, trainers, shoes that you walk in outside. I'm not getting into what we call different things, tennis shoes, all of these different things. We call them runners here in Ireland. I think in England you call them sneakers. In the US you call them trainers. Whatever it is, the shoes that you walk in, get a good pair of them. My favorite pair are my Asics. I really like Asics. I will leave a link down below to a couple of different pairs and in like a couple of different ones that I really like. These are my favorite. These are the I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. FF Blast is written on the side of them. I've had these for over a year. As you can tell, they are well frayed because I walk poorly. I'll also leave a link to a video down below about walking that helped me to improve my walking ability, just on a side note. But these ones, I really like these. With Asics, I know people like Brooks. I know people like, there's another one, I can't remember the name of them, but it's just a good pair of runners, like a really good pair of runners that support you, especially around kind of like this area for walking. And I like this thick sole for the bounce. I find I walk best. I did, however, use for every one of the cycles that I did for BodySlims, including my postpartum one, I walked in Nike downshifts. They were the cheapest Nike runners that you can get. They were like €55. And I think I had 6 pairs of them because like I kept breaking them basically because of my weight and because of the use. So it's up to you whatever you want to spend on. I got those ones on the Asics outlet, just to let you know. And then also you're going to want something to walk in. Now, I am asked constantly, what do I wear when it's raining outside? I'm not going to lie to you guys, no matter what the weather is going to be outside, if it's raining and you're outside walking, you're probably going to get wet. And that's okay, you're not made of sugar. We get wet, we come home, we get dry. I understand it's not ideal, but that's what I did. I've had like a couple of different tops that I've worn, or a couple of different jackets. I've had waterproof, shower resistant. They have lied. I know that Columbia and Regatta do really good jackets for walking that are waterproof. However, I find that they're too restrictive for me, that I need the movement and I get too hot in them. It's up to you what you want to wear. Try something cheaper, see if it works for you. There are times, guys, when I've come home and I have been like soaked to the bra, like a gusset of my underwear has gotten rain on it. I have been drowned. And I have a shower and I get dressed again and it's all okay. And it counts twice in weather like that. It doesn't actually, but it feels like it. It counts for your super ego twice. Never heard of your super ego? You'll get that soon. I really like leggings. I like leggings with pockets so I can hold my phone and my key and my headphone case in them. I wore the ASOS 4505. I'll leave everything linked down below. The ASOS 4505 walking leggings with a pocket. I had them in a size UK 24 to a size 10. And I also really like now the New Dimensions walking trousers. I think they're called the Rise. They're called the Rise and they've got 2 pockets. Love that. And they've got no seams on the front. I like that as well, so they're not digging in. The Skechers ones are also really good. That's up to you what you want to wear, but that's what I wore. And then I would recommend for weather is layers as opposed to thickness. I wear like a base layer of a thermal when it's cold, and then I have a fleece, and then I have a jumper, and then I have my jacket on over it, and then I wear a scarf and a hat as well. And thermal leggings. Thermal leggings are your friend. So like fleece lined. I know Sweaty Betty do some as well. I wonder do New Dimensions do them as well, but any ones that I can find, I'll leave linked down below. In the same vein, tip number 4 is to get your equipment ready. So you're obviously going to need internet access. You will get to download the BodySlims app. You can do that, or you can, if you're not like into apps and things like that, you can use your laptop, your desktop computer, whichever it is. It looks the same. It's just a different, like it's just whichever format you want to access it on. The first thing is you need internet access, and something I'm sure if you've signed up for BodySlims, you've signed up online. Well, you have to. So you're just going to need internet access. And then you're going to need things to measure your food. I would always recommend your kitchen scales, measuring jug, measuring spoons, and measuring cups. So I have a show and tell. Good old Pyrex measuring jug for your bigger liquid things. This one goes from 200 milliliters to a liter. I also have one that's half the size of that. Then your measuring cups. Measuring cups, I don't recommend for measuring out ingredients. I actually use these for liquids, which I know sounds kind of strange, but I use one of these for my milk that goes into my coffee every morning. I use the 80 ml version, which is a third of a cup, I believe. Instead of using something that large, I find that easier. That lives beside my coffee machine, and that's what I use every morning. I don't recommend when like a recipe calls for a cup of rice or a cup of cooked rice, that kind of thing. A cup is it's very subjective. You know, how much of is a cup? It's not an accurate measurement. And so I would always recommend having a kitchen scales. You need a kitchen scales for this, 100%. This is probably the most important thing. Even above the measuring jugs, I would recommend a kitchen scales. This one I have, people always ask me why do I have two things on this. This does micro amounts, so it does like points of a gram. It does like really small amounts. I use this specifically for the likes of really high fat or high calorie dense foods such as peanut butter or tahini. I would use this, and then I use them like you stick on your old plain bowl, plate, whatever it is on top of this, and then you just push a button. And also measuring spoons. These are great as well for, you know, for the likes of your herbs, your spices, and also small amounts of liquid because it has milliliters on them as well. Hi everyone, Future Carla here. I completely forgot to include one of the most important pieces that you're going to need for your BodySlims and to get prepared, which is a bathroom scales. Any type of bathroom scales, I'd highly recommend a digital one. I have this one here, which is this is the Renpho one. I've had this for ages and it can connect to your phone, but that's not really that important. But just to let you know, you definitely need a bathroom scales. You've got your measuring jugs, you've got your weighing scales. Now we're on to tip number 5, which is to start to learn to count calories. If you've never counted calories before, this is your opportunity to learn how to do it. I would recommend start learning the calories of some of the favorite meals that you eat at the moment and what they are. I would recommend learning just generally how to do it. So you've got your kitchen scales, your measuring jugs, you're checking the back of your packets to see how many calories are in something, how many calories in the portion. When you get, typically in the back of, they will have the nutrition advice. Whatever is written in there, if it doesn't specify, it is as a substance. For example, if your pasta is X amount of calories, it means that it's X amount of calories for the dry amount of that portion before you've cooked it. Because when you cook pasta, it's going to add water, it changes the weight. It's important that you know the distinction between the two. Start to learn to count your calories and how calories are, and just record, just take a day and see how many calories you eat in a day. If this is something you've never done before, there's so many videos online about specifically how to count calories. I'm not going to go into it. I'll link a couple down below. The next step is to find some recipes or find foods that you like that are lower in calories, that are healthier options, that are not as calorie dense maybe as some of the foods that you eat at the moment. The reason I say that is because BodySlims does have some recipes and some meal guides, but BodySlims is not a food plan. It's really important to know that and be prepared for that before you begin. The BodySlims is not going to give you a meal plan. There is the 3 for 2, which will be explained at the start, but it does not give you exactly what you need to eat. The beauty of that is that no matter what type of dietary needs that you have, you are not limited then to a meal plan. You can eat whatever you like. I am vegan plant-based. I would eat very differently to my sister who also did BodySlims, who eats pure carnivore, not pure, but like she eats the normal diet, like of meat, fish, eggs, chicken, dairy, cheese, all of that kind of thing. Whereas that's something that I would never eat. So it's because of that, that's you're left with this beauty of that you can eat what matches to your needs and also to your taste. But that means you might sit down on the Wednesday, the first week of BodySlims, and be like, now what do I eat? And they're not going to tell you specifically. You get to decide based on your calorie allowance. So when you get your calorie allowance, which you normally get the weekend before it begins, you can start then to think, okay, what of those recipes that I've found will sit in with my calorie allowance? Think of your calories as a budget, and what you want to spend that budget on. Instead of spending it on 3 chocolate bars, try and find things that are going to satiate you, that are going to give you nutrients, and that are going to help you to feel fuller and actually satisfied. Have a look on BodySlims website, on their social media. I have on the top of my highlights examples of meals that I ate. I do recommend obviously going to look for recipes, but one thing I'll say about recipes is that I used to get so bogged down in the idea of looking for recipes that I overcomplicated things. I need to find a recipe to make for dinner. Instead, I'll leave, like you've seen like what I eat in a day videos that I have, I'll leave them like linked up here and down below, but keep it simple. My lunch was a salad. My salad consisted of tomatoes, olives, vegan feta, cucumbers, peppers, tofu, this kind of thing, and making that work for me. My sister's might have been a chicken salad or a ham salad or something like that. So it depends on the difference, obviously, between your dietary requirements. So try not to focus too much on recipes and trying to find like all these amazing recipes to make, because I personally find that really overwhelming. I remember every time I've tried to lose weight before, I get bogged down. Like, remember trying to do keto, trying to find things. Like, keep it simple. Keep the food simple, but that's easy to make, that's accessible. If there is some kind of, like for me, I do eat processed vegan meat. I know that that is going to be very controversial, but I do eat it because it's easy for me to go get a cauliflower hash brown from the freezer and like a vegan fillet of fish and shove it into the air fryer and have a load of veg on the side and be done. I enjoy it and it's nice, and I'm not trying to be too hard on myself. So do look for ways, look for foods that you like, see what calories they have in them now, learn to count those, and also then look at maybe a couple of people on Instagram will have different things that they eat, what I eat, what others have eaten, and then there's recipe books on BodySlims website, and you do get recipes every Monday and Friday are emailed to you as well, and I do one of them, so they are plant-based, and a lot of my recipes are gluten-free as well. I'm not gluten-free, they just happen to be gluten-free. My next tip is to schedule your time, and this is vital. BodySlims is a commitment for 10 weeks. Technically, it's actually 11 weeks. It's 11 weeks where you are going to be watching a seminar once a week, and that seminar is between 1 to 2 hours. The first seminar tends to be about 3 hours. You're going to need to schedule that time in where you have No kids running on top of you. Nobody needs to be fed. Nobody's asking you for anything. That needs to be a time for you and you alone, where you are not engaging with anybody else, because you need to watch that seminar with your full attention and intention. I will go through that at the start of BodySlims. You'll see my video about that. It is vital that you schedule that time to watch that seminar once a week. So is it on your Wednesday night? Is it on your Thursday morning? Is it on a Thursday night? Whatever it is, you need to be able to schedule that time. The seminar is pre-recorded, but it only stays up on the app or on the website for 3 days. So it'll be down by the Friday evening. The first one stays up a little longer. So it's to ensure that you do actually watch it, because when we don't, if he leaves it up there the whole time, we're not going to watch it. He knows what we're like. So you need to schedule that time. You're also going to need to walk 1 hour every single day. So you need to find a routine that's going to work for you now. Not on day one, not on the Thursday when it starts. Find that routine, create that routine for you now. So does that mean getting up an hour before everybody else does? It might. That's what I do. Does it mean that you are going at your lunch break and that you're going to eat your lunch at your desk? It might. You need to find that time for you. And yes, it does have to be 1 full hour. It cannot be 2 half hours. Jared will explain all of that as he goes. So my next tips are kind of in part, there's 2 parts to this, and this is about getting you in the headspace. This is vital because, as I mentioned before, BodySlims, the foundation of BodySlims, or the umbrella of BodySlims, is all about up here, and it's what we need to do up here and to change up here in order to get us to our dream goal, to lose weight for the last time and to maintain that weight loss. These are vital. And so one of the ways that we can do that is to go on and get the testimonials on the website. Go on to social media, go on to their YouTube, go check out whatever it is that mentions BodySlims, specifically the website, but also their social media. And find people that look like you, that have same backgrounds as you, that have done this and done this successfully. I remember it was it Margaret or Maureen? I can't remember her name now. And she was at the time the biggest female loser. I didn't see anybody else who had to lose as much weight as I did when I started BodySlims. And she had lost 10 stone. I was like, if this woman can lose 10 stone, I can lose 10 stone. Find the people who you identify with, the people who are like you, who have the HR job and have 2 kids. Find the people who are going through menopause. Find the man who, has a heart issue. Find the woman with a thyroid issue. Find the people who that you identify with, who have similar issues and stories and lives to you, because there are so many people who've done this and done this successfully. And what that's going to do is help you to build belief that if they can do it, then you can do it. Because I can tell you, from the people that are on BodySlims, the legends that are there isn't anybody that I've seen that is any different to any of us. I am no different to you. I am an ordinary woman who did the extras to get to her Dare to Dream goal and to change her life forever and transform everything. And if I can do it as a food addict, with ADHD, with depression, with binge eating disorder, former bulimic, who was 23 stone and has been overweight since the age of 5. If I can do it, you can do it. Believe me, you can do it. It might be difficult and you might have your own challenges. There might be things that crop up for you that will be difficult. And what cropped up for me 6 weeks into it was COVID, while I was running a charity that worked in nursing homes with a staff of 30 under me. It wasn't easy, but I found a way to do it. We all will find a way to do it. So check out those testimonials and keep reading them and keep finding those stories and go back to those stories over and over and over again. Watch the videos. Feel what those people are feeling, because that's going to get you in that mind space. So when that Wednesday hits, you are ready to go. And then in preparation for you to become one of those people, I want you to take photos and videos of yourself. You do not need to share them on BodySlims with your coach or without And by the way, coaching is exactly the same program. It's just that you get one feedback message a week from a coach. It is exactly the same program. The second thing to get you into your mindset is to ask yourself why. I would recommend taking a piece of paper or your phone app or whatever it is and writing down why you want to do this. Why is it that you want to do this? Is it because you've always wanted to lose weight? Is it because you're desperately unhappy? Is it because you want to, what is it you want to achieve in doing this? Mine was that I had so many whys, so many. And one of the things that I wanted to achieve was I wanted to stand in front of an audience and tell my story and inspire people in a red suit. And I did that last year. Why is it that you want to do this? You need to know why you're going to want to do this, because halfway through the cycle, you're going to forget. And you're going to think that this is not worth it anymore. And then you need to go back to those whys and remind yourself why it is. One of my whys was to have a closet of my dreams, which I now have had to increase my closet to this rail, which was there purely for like 1 or 2 items and has now basically it's an extension of my wardrobe. Is it because you want to dance? Is it because you want to climb? Is it because you want to be around when your kids are older? Whatever it is, you need to put down your whys so that you have them somewhere that you can remind yourself afterwards why you wanted to do this. Photos are there for you to start to understand yourself now. These are not to shame you, but what's going to happen is when you get further down, you're going to need your mind to catch up with your body. And in order to do so, you're going to want photos. You're going to want your before photos and you're going to want before videos. Take your photos in tight clothes or in your underwear. You do not need to send them, as I said, to anybody. But they are for you because you will want them afterwards. I promise you, you will want them. I regret so much not taking more photos. I took them in baggy pants and a tight top in the dark, basically. And I wish I had done them a bit better than before. And then in a different way. And video. You're going to want video walking to and from the camera. You want to put it in a space, say like on a windowsill or somewhere, that you can do again and again so that you can recreate the exact same video over and over again. Walk to and from. And the reason I say that is because it is incredibly hard to hide in a video. We can pose in those photos and we know how to suck things in, but let it hang out and walk to and from. Believe me, you are going to want those later on. I wish I had before videos. I did not take them, but this is something that I implore you to do. And then, yeah, so those photos and videos they're just for you, and this is a task to get you ready for BodySlims, because when you take those photos and that video, and when you stand on the scales, make a commitment to yourself that you're never going to look like or weigh that amount. And guys, my final little bonus tip is don't panic. You are not expected to know BodySlims before BodySlims starts. Everything will be explained to you. This is a full, well-rounded 360-degree program. It is amazing. It is the thing that changed my life. And I'm so excited for you that you get to experience this for the first time. I will be there. I do a small little video every week on a Thursday. So you get to see me and how I tackled that week. There is so much information there. Please don't panic. Don't worry. It will be explained to you. I understand that you're probably nervous and a little bit like, what am I going to do? But that's a good thing. Those nerves are good. Those nerves are what we want, because that means you're excited and you feel that something is going to change, that you feel that this time it is different, because this time it is different. If you have not signed up for BodySlims, I will leave the link down below if you'd like to check it out, and all the videos and all the other resources. I've really enjoyed making this video. If you've made it to the end of the video, leave me some purple hearts for BodySlims, because their color is purple, and I will see you guys in September and every other cycle afterwards, hopefully, if they keep me on as brand ambassador. I will love you and leave you. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I will talk to you all very soon. Bye guys.